So seeing the full Pochita form of Denji as Chainsaw Man was not on my bingo card of what to see in this chapter, but neither was Nayuta's severed head in the last chapter. Whether or not that is actually her, I know it's kind of up for debate right now. I'm not really sure myself. I'm kind of leaning on the side that it's not actually her, and it was an attempt to trick Denji into fully embracing his full Chainsaw Man form, although this series is not shy when it comes to killing major characters. So, I don't know. It's a little bit of a toss-up. I think the important thing is, unless you're a hardcore Nayuta fan and she's your favorite character, in which case these weeks of processing has probably been pretty rough. Fair, very fair. But I think the important thing is Denji's reaction and response, and how it seems like he is once again playing into exactly what people want from him, and that is the unfortunate fact, I think, of what we're witnessing here. But having seen Denji in this form, which we haven't seen since the end of part 1, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't read part 1 since, like 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a long time. I remember the general gist of the story in the finale, but it's been a long time since, like, even seeing this form, it kind of like hit me, out of nowhere, like, oh my God, are we here? Like, are we in like endgame territory here, or at least like the finale of part 2? And then I started thinking about how long part 2's been going on and how much buildup we've had, and at this point, it's been like 60 or 70 chapters into part 2, so maybe we really are going into the final act, and this is the beginning of it. Which is really crazy to think about, but with a series like Chainsaw Man, being so unpredictable every single time they put out a new chapter, it's kind of hard to gauge where exactly in the arc or in the story that we are. But having seen this, seen the Nayuta reveal, Barum just getting his head, not chopped off, squeezed off by Denji himself right before the transformation. So that's how it was personal as well. Denji didn't wait for the full transformation to take place before he killed him. He literally didn't use the chainsaw. That's what I love about it, is that he didn't use the Pochita, Dark Chainsaw Man form. He didn't use the chainsaws themselves. He took his bare fucking hands and wrapped it around his throat, beheading him the same exact way that Nayuta is beheaded. So that was personal. That was dark. And from a sheer badass, kind of perspective, love to see it. I'm glad, I want to see Barum die. I want to see Denji do it, from just pure visceral, badass, kind of violence. Loved it. But from a deeper, character perspective of where Denji is going right now, it is very tragic, because it seems like this is the point of no return, right? And trying to remember all the different little things that are happening right now in the story. We know there's the big apocalyptic event that's happening, knowing there's been all these different attempts to both restrict Chainsaw Man in order to make sure that he does not transform, and then all of the other influences to try to get him to with the Church of Chainsaw Man, and where all of this could possibly be going, along with, now that he is in this form, he does have the ability to consume something else and then eliminate it from the world, which I think has been the plan all along. It seemed like very early on, from what I remember, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because, again, I haven't gone back and reread these chapters, but from when Yoshida in the aquarium was like, do you think that if you ate the Death Devil, I don't know if he came right out and said it, but he was basically implying that could it be possible to eat the Death Devil? And then what does that mean if that happens? If people are unable to either die or just without having the fear of it, that just seems like absolute chaos. At the same time, it seems like they were trying to get Denji into a position. Seems like, Fami or whoever else was trying to get Denji into a position so that they can use him and utilize him when he transforms into this, into his full Chainsaw Man form. So again, it deals with the themes of manipulation and people using Denji for their own gain, and him never really having any personal choice himself. Everything is taken away from him. His dogs, his cat, Nayuta. What does he have? all he has is one back alley hand job that made him feel kind of good. You know, that's all most of us have, really. No comment. But no. And I think that the relationship, or whatever you want to call it, the dynamic between Denji and Asa is the crux of part 2, and how they both come from different backgrounds, but deal with similar things of being an outcast, being awkward, not being able to communicate very well, not really good at handling any kind of intimacy, whether that's just physical or whether it's just being able to talk and communicate and understand one another. And yet at the same time, they're very much drawn to each other, the same way that the War Devil, has the vendetta with Chainsaw Man. So they are also drawn to each other. So they are two sides of the same coin. And I have to imagine that this is going to be the moment where either the War Devil and Denji face off, or a moment where Asa is going to be the one, in order to not control Denji in this situation, but ground him in some way, if that could be possible. So the other part of this most recent chapter, you see all of these other public safety devil characters that are totally just like fodder. This is just going to be a body count for the next chapter. Like, they are literally just being introduced to be cut. Maybe one of them will turn out to be badass, but I highly doubt it. They are just here to, for us probably in the next chapter, to demonstrate, once again, reiterate to the audience how powerful Denji is in this form. And then we will probably have characters show up like Quan Chi or something that we know they're around, or Katana Man might step. Where is he, by the way? Anyways. But it seems like the main objective from the people around Denji right now is to stall Denji, and that's why these characters are fodder. They're not meant to be able to stop him. They are just meant to keep him here, keep him in this area, slow him down. So that only communicates to me that we are about to see the Death Devil finally revealed. Because why else would him in this form right now be important, to go to such extreme measures to chop off Nayuta's head, or at least create a dummy head that looks exactly like her, and have all these characters be like, hey, he's got to stay here, don't kill him, but make sure that he is within this location. Like, all signs point to the Death Devil reveal right about to happen. But the only thing that bothers me in some of these chapters is because of how many characters are around, but we don't get to see their reactions or their responses. Like, I don't know how Fami is responding to this. So whatever her response is, I'm assuming that all things are going according to plan. And maybe even in a roundabout way, the back alley handjob was too, because, if you can get whatever Asa, the War Devil has ownership over, becomes a weapon. And if that is the long-term plan of, getting Denji to, feel indebted to her, like he belongs to her in some way, so then she could take Denji's power and utilize it for whatever. But then she would also have to comply to Fami. So there's a lot of different moving pieces, and there's a lot on the chessboard. And I'm not claiming that I understand it all. All I'm saying is that by seeing this, I truly believe we are shifting into the third act of this arc, and I think that we are going to be leading up to, the cataclysmic apocalyptic event. I'm just realizing now on camera how apparent it is that I'm so sunburned, and I also got stung by bees yesterday. Anyways, I am still keeping up with Chainsaw Man, and I'm excited to see all these random new characters that were introduced just get chopped into pieces in the next chapter, and to see where it can go from here. But like I said, I think it's gonna be building up to Chainsaw Man, War Devil conflict that will be happening maybe simultaneously with an Asa Denji kind of reconciliation. Meanwhile, apocalypse. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Please give it a like and comment to help it out in the algorithm. If you want to support the channel on a deeper level, I do have links below to my Patreon, channel memberships, and all the social media links where you can follow me. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.